now I'm trying to work for the submission. I think I'm a little bit too excited as well.
No kid. Still locks up the triangle as well. For now, if that arm goes in behind, she gets the tap.
And she does it! Ffion Davies!
I couldn't really see the people in the crowd, so I had no concept. I don't think it was. I think ADCC was big. In terms of like, I think because it was like a huge venue, so I couldn't really see how many people in there, and it was also like dark. So I don't really ever pay attention to the crowd. Now he's
Has anyone
calling.
ever got your name wrong when announcing you?
Oh, every time, bar like the last 2 times. Because now they say, instead of Davis, they say Davies. And I've had people like fighting in the comments, but like, it's Davies. And I'm like, no, it's not, it's Davis. Okay, Mackenzie's coming out. She's looking ripped. She's like got abs and stuff, so that's quite scary. Okay, so I'm running out, and now we're touching hands. And then she's coming in hot. And I'm coming in hot too, because I'm spicy. But my flag is cooler than the Brazil one. So yeah, and then I shoved her into the wall, which is not part of the plan at all. Just, why not? And then I was like, oh, that's not a good idea really, because then she was like able to kick back at me good with her guard when she was against the wall. And now we're away from the wall, which is good. And yeah, it's really hard when you first like grip up with someone initially. I feel like, especially when they come out really aggressive, it's really hard to like measure. So now I'm forcing her to invert because I can feel she's got a very flexible guard. So whenever someone's got like a really flexible guard, I try and force their feet behind their head quite a lot. So I love like forcing top half guard. So that's what I'm trying to do here, but her knee is very high on the other side, on the inside. But I like to switch and do a lot of like float passing from there. So I try to go for a knee cut, and then I inverted and switched my hips to go for the knee, like the shotgun pass. And I've managed to pass the guard now, but there's only like this 5-minute round, so it's quite a tight time to get a submission in. I'm definitely like a slow starter in general, so I like just a continuous round usually, because I like to like wear people down. And now I'm trying to work for the submission. I think I'm a little bit too excited as well. Like, I'm like really keen to get the submission because I'm aware the time is wearing down. I've not seen Mackenzie compete in jiu-jitsu in such a long time that it was really hard to know what she was going to come out with. Even if I had, it's one of those things that someone could come out and just have a completely different game anyway. One thing I was like keen to do was stay on top and be on top, because she's coming from that MMA background now. Then I knew she'd be more likely to engage in the wrestling, and also with the wall, you want to utilize that and wrestle. I think it's more like crowd pleasing, and on a show, I think pleasing the crowd is a really important part of it, or probably the most important part. For some reason, I've attacked a random footlock. That was terrible. But so yeah, I wanted to, if I could get the chance to, because it's very rare in my division I get to really wrestle, just because a lot of the girls like to pull guard. So I thought I'd take advantage of that. And I've got less than a minute left now to work for any sort of submission. So not much time, but I can still be active and try something. I've got my leg trapped here, and I don't know what I'm trying to do there. Okay, I've gone for a back take. Oh, I got the sprawl, the minge match. Yeah, I like it. I do like it. I think it's great for the crowd. I think it's good to watch, because especially if you get somewhere that's quite stagnant, or if someone's quite set on being like stalling out the round or whatever, it's good because you can reset and start again from standing. I prefer a straight through round as a competitor, but at the end of the day, I do think that the rounds are more entertaining to watch. And yeah, so now we'll start from standing again. So I'm going to try and wrestle here. I did a head and arm throw as she turned up onto her knees. Then I caught the far arm. And then as she's tripoding, then I can go for the triangle. So because she's like trying to burst through the bottom, it left her arm kind of high up, so I could still scoop it up with my far leg. Yeah, so then it's like when you got them in with the arm, you just start bending it in different directions until, because girls are really gummy, a lot of the time they're kind of like, not me. I've got no flexibility in my arms or shoulder, but a lot of the girls are like spaghetti arms. If you just do like a straight arm bar, they're fine. Like here, I'm doing a straight arm bar. She's vibing, she's fine. But I then switched it to like an Americana, which then obviously like pinches in this bit, which is usually not very flexible on the inside. So that's what I did. But usually I just start bending it different ways, and you just hope for the best. So if it doesn't go this way, I'm like, okay, well, you'll find tension somewhere in the arm usually.
For now, if that arm goes in behind, she gets the tap. Ffion Davies submits Mackenzie Dern in the second round.
And yeah, that's the end of the match. We hug, or I force her into a hug.
It makes it difficult for the top person to do anything, right? Look at that.
Beautiful Kimura attack. Can't tell from the camera angle, but Ffion has that
She's
arm.
tapping.
And she does it! Ffion Davies!
Yeah, so for the history of like between us, like before this, it was basically, I fought her 2 years prior in my first ADCC. I qualified for ADCC as a purple belt, which is like crazy to think now. Got into ADCC not really understanding quite how big it was or how big it was going to be especially. The European trials winner usually gets the returning champion, or it's the Asia-Oceania trials winner usually gets the returning champion. It's like one of the two. I was fed to her. And at this time, like, I mean, Bia is obviously always been amazing, but she was on like a significant tear. I think around this time was like the beginning of her like real dominance for the next few years. But she was like literally like, she wouldn't just beat people, she would like beat the shit out of people. When ADCC came around, I've been training 5 years or less than 5 years, which is crazy. And like, I was just happy to be there. And she armbarred me, obviously, from close guard. So that was that. But then obviously 2 years later, we had this match. So it wasn't like in this, like my head's clear going into the match. So when we started, one thing that I was quite certain she was gonna do was like, if I went too tight on the collar tie, which I'm doing right now, I was like, oh, she's probably gonna jump close guard. But obviously I wanted to stay standing because it's not great to do. You can pull in the first 5 minutes of this match, but in general, like, you know, ADCC is so much more like wrestling dominant. Again, like I think I always fight best when I'm not overthinking things, and I'm not like rigid in my game plan. So I had an idea of what I wanted. I wanted to be on top. I wanted to like hopefully like scare her into pulling guard, or take her down, obviously, because I thought that'd be my best shout is to get to the areas that I'm more confident in. And also I'm conscious that like the points aren't going to start until the second 5 minutes. So obviously if something happens prior to that, you're going to take that opportunity, but I'm being patient and taking my time because there's no need to rush, especially when you're not going to get rewarded. Like imagine if I score a bunch of points and then nothing's on the board.
Jiu-jitsu history. Ffion Davies twisting and contorting that arm.
She's happened.
And she does it. Ffion Davies submits.
Amazing.
Bia Mesquita